Alrighty, man, it's been a minute. So April, May, June, July, August. So we're going into the 5th month. We're not 6 months yet. We're going to the 5th month, September. So since this recovery from death started and everything, physically getting better and better, you know. It'll be a minute before I think I go back to the doctor in about another month for another checkup to see what's going on with the blood clot in my left leg. Physically though, I'm feeling really good. You know, I'm starting to move better and just feel better. You know, mentally, still struggling. You know, still struggling with being here. I don't know how long it's gonna take to really grasp and everything, you know. But being around people is sometimes just triggering. Like, man, I'm really sitting here. I'm not buried. You know, I'm doing something. You know, I'm riding my motorcycle today, and I'm just breathing in the air, feeling the air. You know, and so it's just a weird thing because you go, man, I'm still here. You know, so it's still a struggle mentally. You know, so I think you start and reflect on a lot of things you've done. You know, no regrets, just, you know, the other day, and this really good stuff, you know. The other day, I'm at a high school football game, you know, in town where I grew up at and everything. And as I'm standing there on the football field, not the football field, but on the sidelines and everything, the only thing I keep thinking about is when my son was on that track running his race. And I remember I gave him a tip before the race on how to start. And he ended up winning that race, you know. And so, you know, throughout life, that's all I tried to do was make sure he knew that I was there for him, you know. So then, you know, it's like, man, I'm so happy that I'm still here to be here for him, you know, to give him that tips and advice when he needs a little bit of guidance and everything, you know. So you reflect not on bad stuff. I'm not reflecting on bad stuff. I'm reflecting on good stuff that I'm still glad that I'm here to do, you know. So, and it just touched you a little bit different and everything. Because other than that, you know, I just thought a moment like, yeah, I remember when we was here, you was running, you know, but now I see that in a different light now about, you know, at an early age, trying to let them know, you know, I'm here to help you. You know, I'm here to help you succeed, you know, and just let me know what I can do to help you succeed, you know. He had to run the race himself. I couldn't run that race for him, but I could give him a little guidance and advice on, hey, try it this way and everything. So, you know, same thing with my mom, you know, took her to a party, you know, and to see how happy she was that she could go to a party on her own will, you know, where she normally, if I hadn't been there, she wouldn't have went because she wasn't gonna ask somebody else for a ride. So, but here we are, you know, and when she's ready to go, we left, you know, and so just to be here for that, you know, just to say, hey, you know, Mom, whatever you need, let me know, and everything, you know. So so you start to reflect on a lot of just good stuff, but it's man, it's just hard, you know. So anyways, but physically doing fine, you know. Like I said, mentally just like whoa, you know. And it's not that, you know, just that moment to stop to really think and ponder like, yo, I'm still here. You know, things I'm doing and everything, you know, even if people you're dealing with, associate with, you know, the feeling of still being able to interact with these folks, you know. And at the same time, you know, some things that you might not have done before, you know, you might not have expressed yourself to a certain person before, you know. Now, I'm telling that person, you know, and I'm not talking about bad expressions. You know, if I feel bad about you, I really ain't gonna interact with you. I don't want to interact with you. I ain't got time for it. But really, the people that, you know, really add to your life, you know, now it's like I make a point to make sure they understand. Hey, appreciate you, you know. And I think we don't do enough of that, just to tell people, hey, you know, I really appreciate you, you know, and point out a few things that you appreciate about them, you know, and everything, so they know. You know, you talk about, you know, giving a person a flower before they die. Well, give those you appreciate their flowers before you die, You know, nobody never looks at it that way, you know. That before you die, make sure you give those their flowers that deserve them. So anyways, so a lot of stuff going on and everything, but like I say, glad to be here, and I continue to progress and everything. But like I said, we're 5 months in, and that's hard to believe that, like I said, 5 months ago, man, I was laying on the concrete, you know, and everything, you know. The other part too that's hard is, not link there, I'll come back with another one.